Hey guys, so this is my review of Captain America: The First Avenger. I went to see this movie about a week ago, but I just haven't had a chance. As I've said in previous reviews, my computer's messing up on me. I think it's fixed now, but anyway, I went to see this with a friend, and I, before I start the review, I have to say I'm not a huge Captain America fan. Well, I'm not a Captain America fan. Full stop. I've literally read Captain America whenever he's in the Avengers, and I've read I think a couple of Captain America comics. Most of them are from Free Comic Book Day, and the majority of them were Bucky as Captain America. So yeah, um, I've never read anything World War Two. Just yeah, I've just never read much Captain America in general. I've never been a big fan of him. I haven't got that American thing going for me because I'm British. But I've never hated the character. I've never had anything to dislike about him. I've just never, just got into him. It's a lot like what most comic book readers have with Green Lantern, where you've just never been interested when reading them. You don't dislike them. Yeah. So I've had this with Captain America, but this movie was amazing. This movie was hands down one of the best comic book movies ever made. This is up there with The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, X-Men First Class. This was a really, really good movie, and I think this is due to a lot of things. Firstly, Chris Evans' performance. Now, Chris Evans, like Ryan Reynolds, is one of those people who has played a lot of roles in a lot of comic book movies. He was Human Torch, the famous role of the just jerky guy, which is why most people were like, him as Captain America, which he proved them wrong. He played one of the evil exes in Scott Pilgrim, which I love that movie, and he's really good in that. I can't remember who else he played. I'm blanking on him. So anyway, he played someone else in a superhero movie as well. But anyway, and now he's Captain America. So yeah, his performance as Captain America, because I feel bad because I've never read that, as I said, I've never read that much with Steve Rogers in it. Now I'll always hear, uh, oh my god, I forgot his name again. I'll always hear Chris Evans' voice when reading Captain America, because he just completely immersed himself in the role. When you really felt for the guy, you really like. It was just an amazing acting job. He played the bits where he's nervous. He played everything just amazingly. His best performances are in the first half hour of the movie when he's skinny, because you just feel like this guy is just a guy who has so much potential and he wants to help his country. And I think that's displayed mostly or best in the scene at if spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. Well, this is in like the first 10 minutes, but. They're in a theater, and back in the wartime, before the movie, they'd always show like ads like "Join up now," and "Your men and women are fighting overseas for you." And there's this guy, and he's like, just show the movie." And then Steve is just like, "Hey, show some respect, please." And then that's where we get the bit from the trailer where he's been beaten up outside. But I think it just shows just how patriotic and how much Steve Rogers wants to just help his country. That's all he wants to do in life. He doesn't. Well, we see later he does care about women, but he really just his main priority at this point in his life is getting out and helping America and aiding the war against the Germans and stuff. And that's what I really liked about this movie is that even though it's Captain America and Britain wasn't one of the countries that said no, we don't want the title Captain America, we were fine with it. Um, it really feels like a war movie and a superhero movie before an America movie, because it doesn't really push the America thing in your face. It doesn't. I mean, it's really cool how there's a line that the German scientist who creates the serum says to Cap. He says something like yeah, I'm German, but remember the first country the Nazis invaded was Germany, and he talks about how he doesn't like the Nazis and how he thinks they're misusing his technology, and he talks a bit about the Red Skull. And wait there, I gotta stop you for a sec. Anyway, yeah. So I really like Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. I thought it was a great performance, and you root for him the whole movie. Moving on, Hugo Weaving is the Red Skull. Hugo Weaving, just he is one of the best villain actors ever, and I think this might be his best performance that I've seen, because he plays the Red Skull as just this evil guy who's just out for power, and he's fascinated by all the mystical things. And it's really cool. They have a line where it's like Hitler and Schmidt, who's Red Skull, are both fascinated by the fantasies and stuff about, and it hints towards Asgard and stuff. But the thing is that Hitler uses the fantasies to inspire his people, and he uses them as metaphors and everything. Whereas Schmidt actually believes in the fantasies and chases after them as if they were reality, which we find out they are. Spoiler, spoiler. But yeah, it's really cool how Hugo Weaving just plays this psychotic, just completely not over the top, just you really feel that this guy's just evil. And the scene where sorry, I keep preferencing scenes. I'd really watch the movie before watching this review. It's more of me chatting about the movie. The scene where Johann Schmidt has got the big laser that he's got from the Cosmic Cube, that he's made from the energy from the Cosmic Cube, and he just obliterates. They never say their names. I don't think they say their names. But I took history GCSE, so they all are meant to look like people. And you've got a Goebbels lookalike, who is Hitler's right-hand man. You've ed a Himmler lookalike. I think there was a Göring lookalike. But they're all like the gang that followed Hitler around. And they all walk in and just Red Skull just obliterates them all with this laser because they're telling him to shut his facility down and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool how he he's like breaks off from the Nazis because the Nazis aren't evil enough for him. That's kind of how it is. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. Now, as far as the look on Red Skull, you couldn't have asked for a better look. It didn't look cheesy. It didn't look unrealistic. It looked really good, and it looked straight out from the comics. It was just great. The only one complaint I had, which is only a minor complaint, is that all the times that I've seen pictures of Red Skull during the war, he has his Nazi costume. But in this, I don't think he wears it. He's usually just wearing his Hydra costume. But that's alright. They wanted to kind of separate this from the Nazis. They do mention the Nazis. Obviously, they have Himmler and Göring and stuff, or what look like them, in the movie. And they do say that he works for Hitler. But they kind of, they kind of just like, the soldiers, the army, are fighting the Nazis, whereas Captain America and his group are all fighting Hydra, which is a section of the Nazis that break off, blah blah blah. So yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, and I really enjoyed his. Sorry, I've wrapped up to the conclusion from it. Yeah, I really enjoyed Hugo Weaving's performance as the Red Skull. I thought it was really good, and you get a really good sense of just this guy's just evil. This guy just wants power and everything. Moving on, I want to talk about kind of the tie-ins, because all the Marvel movies have them. Some have very little, like Hulk. Some have a lot, like Iron Man 2. Most of the time, I'm one of the people who really like it when they mention stuff, because it kind of, it's just, this has never been done before in film, where everything ties together, but they're not exactly sequels to each other. They're all their own movies. Now, the first thing I want to say about Captain America, you don't have to know anything about Thor. You don't have to know about you don't have to know about Iron Man. You don't have to know that the Avengers is coming up. Although, sorry, wait there. Sorry about that. The phone rang. Anyway, I got to conclude this because I'm kind of in a rush. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought it stands alone, even with all the references. But I would recommend seeing Thor because it just gives that little bit more like, oh my god, it's the tree of life, and it's the Cosmic Cube from the end of the credits of Thor, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, really good movie. Probably on par with X-Men First Class. But they're very different movies, but they're still really good. I really like them. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. And go watch Captain America if you have not yet. because you should have, because I just spoiled some of the movie, which I'm sorry for. Oh, one quick little thing before I go. I am in a rush, but the guy who played Bucky, I really like Bucky. I know nothing about Bucky other than the Avengers cartoon, which he's briefly mentioned in. But yeah, I really liked it. I really like how they went with him. And if you, sorry, I'm in a rush, but if you guys want to know my opinion on anything else I didn't mention, just comment below asking me, and I'll be sure to respond to your comments. So yeah, goodbye. I'll see you.